Me? I'm live? Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. What's going on, everybody? Chilling out, y'all. Chilling out. Let's see. Let us see. What kind of cool stuff do we have going on in the chat today? Because we got to chat. We got to chat. So I'm going to start saying hello to people. I'm also going to point out a couple of things that we got to show off today. One of the benefits of being here on time is you get to see what's about to be open. So I have 4 things to open today. Count them, 4. One of them is Black Suit Superman. Death of Superman, dude? Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's a little 3.75-inch guy. I've got a couple of these little guys, but whatever. Mostly they don't make a Black Suit Superman as of yet. I'm pretty sure I could use him for something with my stop motions. My stop motions where I've literally made 1, actually 2. Anyway, and yeah, so bang. It's also got these things. It comes with like these 3, what does it say? Mystery accessories, 3 of them. So I'm curious to see what's inside just as much as I'm sure you guys are. If there's something cool, I might get the Shazam and the regular Superman and some of the other ones there. Anyway, okay. Not a fan of Baron Corbin. As a matter of fact, I think that every single thing about this person sucks. Yeah, seeing his individual stuff and everything, like the guys, I can't stand him. But I do think that this would make a really cool mob enforcer figure. Yeah, just, the dumb guy who's like, oh, I'm gonna break your thumbs. Anyway, if you guys saw my other channel, CBU Toys, so it's CBU-Toys. It's only like what, 100 or so subscribers, a little more than 100 subscribers. It's cool. I don't care. It's just really about me opening toys or playing Minecraft every so often. What do you call it? Yeah, there's a video that I put up not too long ago about the Gamerverse characters that you can build. Abomination. But there's one character I didn't buy because he's not a part of it. And you can see it's like, 1 through 1 through all these guys, they all have a piece to build the Abomination. I build the Abomination. I build it with my kids and all that stuff. And yes, that includes all these guys. But I didn't buy the Captain America because he's not a part of it. And I'm just like, it's Gamerverse. Who cares? But then I saw somebody on one of my Facebook groups. He's going to use this for the U.S. agent. Now, maybe I can dirty him up a little bit, but even if I don't, yeah, I can 100% use this guy as the U.S. agent. So bang, consider that done. I decided, you know what? I think I better buy him. So I bought him. And then my last piece is also a Marvel Legends figure. It is a Build-A-Figure that I never bought. I wasn't able to get all the pieces for it. Money was really tight at that moment, so it's like, So I think I got like 2 of the figures. So I got a leg and a face. Yeah, I got the Venom and I got the Carnage from this thing. But when you put all of them together, it builds Monster Venom. Well, Toys R Us is selling the Monster Venom things, and I am in Canada and we have Toys R Us still. So I will be opening my Monster Venom. That's going to be the last one that I open. Anyway, so I'm going to open this goofy ass Baron Corbin first. Just get him out of the way. So let's see who all's here. We got Silent Night. What's up, Silent? If you run into anything I post today on social media, you may say it's not what I usually post, and you are right to say that today just broke me to the point of no return in U.S. politics. Yeah, I can't blame you. So here's a big thing. I realized, hey, what's up, Yeto? I realized I had a bigger influence to stop injustice and racism and can no longer live up to my character's name. Becoming a superhero. Okay, so here's the deal. I want so badly to talk about everything that's happening in the news right now. Everything, including some of the stuff that's happening up here in Canada right now. But I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to try not to talk at all, if possible, or maybe just a little bit about it here on the podcast. I know this isn't Ask Me Anything. If enough people are asking, I'm going to respond. But I'm going to try and hold back as much as I can. I'm going to try and use my Twitter, my Twitch account to do that. I've done one video on Twitch before. I come to find out, like, after a month, the video disappears. Oops. So I think that one's gone by now. But I think that's where I'm going to do a lot of my political stuff, where I just talk politics or, the world in general, more than just, comic books. But for now, I'm going to try and keep that off of this podcast as much as I can, because I just don't want to have a freaking violent outburst. I'm shocked and like what the whole shocked and chagrined. Like where are the Beckys now? Going up to the cops talking about, I'd like to talk to your manager. you know. Anyway, so yeah, I hear you, and I'll be doing it. But yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator versus Summer Glau Terminator. Hey, Summer Glau's hot, man, but I'm sorry. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's always got that Terminator, the T100, Cyberdyne model, what 801, I think it was. That dude. I mean, come on, he always finds a way to win. Let's see. Hey, what's going on? Clark is here with the double lines thing. Sounds like there's some people that could use a face hugger, right? Silent Night and Yeto. Oh, yeah, I passed over more of Yeto stuff. I had my fill of politics since way before, man. Climate for racism has always been bad on multiple fronts, especially when police enforcement was concerned. It's a military state. It's a military state. Okay, so let's scroll some more. Jesus, wow, this thing went crazy. Hey, Sterling is here. What's up, Silver Space? How you doing, brother? Trying to get another comic book courtroom started, and Sterling, congratulations on becoming a full-fledged attorney, by the way, and getting a apparently a really good job as a lawyer, dude. My man. Excuse me, as an attorney. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I used the L word on that. No L's for you, man. Let's get a perfect record. But anyway, so we're gonna try and do that. Got to work with Sterling's with his schedule. So, but we're gonna try and bring that to you ASAP. We've got Comic Universal. What's up, dude? How you doing? Pose Poems. Hey. It's Fat Albert. Remember when that used to be innocent? Dude, like, what is this with their heroes, bro? What is this? Derek Pierce is in the house. What's up? How do you prefer Death of Superman or Nightfall? Death of Superman had me crying, Mark. Literally, like, tears out of my eyes, and the whole world without a Superman and everything that was about it, man. Wow, that just simply, like, it had me in absolute tears. It was amazing and a great way to like bring him back, and it really lets you realize that the comic book world kind of sucks without a Superman in it. There's always the idea. There's always the people. I used to be one of those people who used to always say, Superman is just a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? But then when he was gone, I'm like, kind of miss Superman. I miss the idea that, he's around. Death of Superman made me realize how much I really loved Superman, Shame, like any funeral. Okay, let's see. But that being said, Nightfall was just an amazing story, Ooh, that was amazing. But Yeto, Nightfall, yes. I like Azrael's red armor. Oh, his rad armor. They're gonna be making his red armor in the well, let me start opening this stuff up. What the heck is it? Todd McFarlane. Jeez, how do you forget Todd McFarlane's name? Todd McFarlane has been making a bunch of the 7-inch DC figures now. He got the license for the DC Multiverse line of toys. He's making everything 7-inch now because all of Todd McFarlane's toys are 7-inch, which really bugs me, but it is what it is, man. Tis what it is. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still trying to get my hands on that Golden Eagle armor for Wonder Woman. Anyway, so what was it? Yeah, he's doing 3 of the figures. I think 3 of the figures from White Knight, from the White Knight. One of them is the most recent, the Curse of the White Knight, the Azrael armor. So that's cool. All right, toss that over there. Here we go. We got Baron Corbin. Of course, he's wearing his mafia getup shirt thing here because he's got that big frown across his belly. We've all seen that belly. We've all seen that belly. He's got a big old sad face across it. Anyway, I'm not saying he's not a tough guy. I don't know if he's a tough guy or not. I don't really want to find out. I don't want to know one way or the other. I know he's a person in real life with a bad attitude, and it's not even a bad attitude where it's like, I get it. You've been through a lot of crap. I don't even see that from him. I see them as just this guy with a freaking bad attitude. I just want to be left alone. I'm the lone wolf. Shut up, jackass. Nobody wants to hear that nonsense. Not a single person out there wants to hear that nonsense. Am I about to break this dude's leg? Wouldn't that be something if I wound up breaking his leg? I could tell everybody broke Baron Corbin's leg. Anyway, this leg is nice and tight. Not a good thing. Wonder if I can loosen that puppy up. Okay, nope, can't. So here's what you do. This one, I can't bend it without feeling like it's going to snap. Once that snaps, good luck gluing that. Good luck trying to glue that. That's a little tight place, and no, it's not going to work well. So what you do is you boil up some water, and then you stick the leg in it. You know what I'm saying? There's not much you can do except just stick the whole leg in it. This thing will become a whole lot looser, and then just bend it back and forth, and then eventually it should be fine. If not, get a nice thin knife, the thinnest knife you could possibly find. Just slide it in until you can actually cut into it, and then make the break. Oh, I'm getting super chats down here. Shoot, I just got to go back up. Hey, Paula, what are you doing? My celebratory gift in honor of the new laptop. I'm sorry that you chose to do this now because you got to have Baron Corbin as the as the dancer. But thank you very much. Much love, Paula. Much love, all the world. So we got I got one leg that can bend, so I'm gonna do a dance now. So there we go. We got Baron Corbin. Baron mother effing Corbin. I'm going to try and forget that I have a Baron Corbin. Just remember that I've got a guy who can be used as a mafia enforcer. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have? I'm going to start opening up this guy here. And let me fly back up. Whoop. See some of the other people up in here. See if I can say some hellos to some peoples. John Wright is here. Comic Universal is here. Professor, I think not being able to stand Corbin is the point. Nah, to me, he's just got go away heat. That's different from the I don't like you heat or you're the heel heat. Nah, I don't see it as heel heat. You even said heel heat. Nice. I see it as more of no Immortal Hulk Abomination figure. They don't have that out yet. They might make it. They might make that figure. It's a possibility. I want to see the Immortal Hulk figure being made. Professor, thoughts on Double or Nothing? If you didn't get to thoughts on the results, no, I didn't see the whole thing. I did see a couple clips. The most the Double or Nothing itself. No, I didn't see that. I saw that Mike Tyson showed up and got into it with what's his face, Chris Jericho. It wasn't very believable to me. Like at the end of the day, that's Iron Mike Tyson. I don't care if that dude is 50-something years old. That dude hits you, you go down, and that's the end of the story. That is the absolute end of the freaking story. Chris Jericho acting tough in front of him is cute. I don't know, man. I if I'm gonna see, I know it's all kayfabe, it's all whatever, but I mean, there are just some things in the world. You bring into somebody who's real like that. It's like. Let's watch a punching contest between Mike Tyson, even today, versus Brock Lesnar, right? I wouldn't want to get into a tussle with Brock Lesnar to save my life, but at least I feel like maybe there's a chance I could outrun freaking Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but and I would do everything in my power. I do not want to get hit by that dude to this day. You seen some of his stuff on Twitter or wherever people have been posting it? He posted one thing and everybody started tweeting it. This dude went crazy. He's just like doing his regular box. He's doing a regular warm up thing, and the other guy's just like, nope, I'm done. Nope. And Tyson's just like, I'm still in the mood, man. Still in the mood. It's like, dude, you can be in the mood all you want. Ain't happened. I'm walking away, man. I ain't trying to get hit. Dude's got his pads up and everything, and iron is just boom. Yo, the real Iron Man. Mike Tyson scares me to this day. I still remember that one interview. They had they had a couple of boxers on there. One of them was Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace, rest in power, man. And he was just like scared of you, and Mike is like, "What are you scared of me for?" You're like, "You're my hero, man." Like I look up to you. He's like, "No, I'm scared of you." Oh man. Uh, Derek, excuse me, Derek McElroy is here. What's going on, dude? Hey, I was looking through some of my old comics and I found the first appearance of Dust that you sent me, which again, much appreciated, brother. Thank you very much. I am going to have to review that comic one of these days because I'd forgotten that I had it. I like stored it away really quick to make sure it didn't get lost or something like that. And nope, found it again. I'm just like, gonna have to review that one of these days. And of course, I'm gonna throw another shout out on there because again, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very very much. Mark is rewatching Teen Titans, the animated series, the original one, right? Dude, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. Rand Torres here. What's going on? Bow. Adnan, what's going on? What's up in Canada? Something happened up here in Canada. So check this out. We still have Toys R Us in America, Bill. Yeah, you got like one or two. I don't even want to hear about it, man. Rocky 5-6 catching alive. What's up, Rocky? So up here in Canada, we just had something. We don't know how true or false it is, but like there's a rapper named Houdini who was just shot and killed recently. There was a shootout, and the guy in question, they're looking for him. He's like 17 years old, I think he is, has a criminal record and everything. But when shot this dude, Houdini, I don't know anything about this guy. I know nothing about this dude. But I do know that they went and put some stupid ass ad. Like, I don't know if this guy's a criminal or what. I don't know anything about this. Again, I don't know. But they went and put some I forget what it was. Was it Toronto Sun? I think it was. They went and put out this ad that says, or whatever the headline. It said, "Who made Houdini disappear?" or "Who made Houdini vanish?" It's like, what does the matter with you, man? The dude's dead, and you're gonna sit in and start looking for a stupid pun? Aha, your pun game is strong, man. Now let's see his family's punch game. Somebody deserves to be punched in the head. Not just somebody. A bunch of people deserve to be punched in the head for that, man. Like that got by an editor. A stupid ass writer went and said that. A bunch of editors went and said it's okay. Nah, man. Like somebody's a freaking idiot for that one. Man, stupid. But it gets worse. There's a woman who has who is an epileptic. She gets seizures, and she what do you call it? The police were called by the mom in order to try and help to calm her down. Woman didn't realize that's not what you call cops for, because cops don't have life support systems. Nah, what they got is guns. And they got other things too. They got the ability to throw your ass out the window or out the balcony. So she is 24 floors up in this apartment. For some reason, the cops tell everybody to leave. Now, the story keeps on changing, mostly on the part of the cops. Their story keeps changing. They said, don't come because this was just a suicide. She committed suicide. So they're telling Special Investigative Unit, don't show up. That's what the police are saying. They showed up anyway after a while. This woman's body was there for like 5 or 6 hours on the ground. They taped it off with a big heart, the residents and whatnot, and there are a lot of questions right now. They told the mother and I think the brother to get out, or the sister. I forget. I don't know what the whole story was. I can't remember what the whole story is. I said I'm gonna look up the details a little bit better when I'm doing this on my Twitch, but brah. They told everybody to get out the apartment, and just the cops were in there with this woman who was having an epileptic seizure. And somehow, she went flying off the balcony 24 floors down. How did that happen? Why did the cops tell people who live in this apartment to leave? I'm sorry, I want you to seriously stop for a second and think about this. If the cops came to your home, you have the right to tell them they can't come in unless there's a warrant. It doesn't matter if you called them or not. They don't get to come in. But then they turn around and they told this family to get out, and we're going to be in here with your daughter alone. The woman was like 26, 20, I think 29 years old, something like that. So, it's not like it's a minor situation, but I mean, everybody else get out? Well, that was pretty stupid. And apparently there's no body cam information. Telling you, bro, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. Something's rotten in Denmark. Something's rotten in Denmark. Okay, back down because there's a... thank you, my brother. What's up, Reggie Simmons? How you doing, man? Oh, okay, so I'm guessing you're getting the Death of Superman. You're getting Death of Superman. Here he is. He's only a 3.6, so it's a little. It's a little bit little, but this one's yours. This one's yours. And he goes, I'm back to save the day and to punch a corrupt cop in the face. So there you go. So it actually looks pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. He's got a little thing on the back. I wonder why he's got that. Huh. Look at this. So the back, you can see his skin underneath for some reason. That doesn't appear to pop up. Maybe there's you're supposed to put a cape in there. You could maybe slide a cape in there. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's see what's in the other stuff. So thank you, Reggie. Much appreciated. 1111. It's everybody's favorite number. Well, besides 69. Okay. We appreciate you, Professor. Thank you very much, Derek. I appreciate all of you as well. Let's see. Daniel B. The Venom is great. I did not know you still had Toys R Us. Here in the States, we have nothing to replace it. Walmart is terrible. Walmart is terrible, but y'all do get a couple things that we don't get. Derek, who's in the chat, just showed me I've seen them before, but some small company got the rights to do the alien stuff apparently, and they actually have a bunch of aliens, like the xenomorph aliens and whatnot. And it's just like, and they're running around and stuff like that. And dude, I'm in love, and I want to get a hold of these things. Just do some paint jobs and something. Get like I don't know, 6. My army building for me is a 6. I like to have 6 of something to have an actual army to build. I want 6 Hydra agents. I want 6 AIM agents. I'd love to get my hands on 6 Shield agents. Like that's 6. I feel like stormtroopers. I got a whole bunch of the stormtroopers of the new or the First Order. I want to get the regular stormtroopers too, and I need to get a whole bunch of different clone troopers though. That's one thing I can cheat on. I can do a bunch of different clone troopers. Okay, dirty D-bags in the house. Congrats, Silver. Yes, congratulations indeed. Derek also doing the first comic book courtroom with him, defending Cyclops. I Am True Skills. I like that name. What's going on, dude? See if you're looking at a great live show. Perry Comics. What's up, Perry Comics? How you doing, man? I think I just saw you recently. Didn't I catch you? I think I was watching a live stream or something else, and I saw you pop up in there also. What's going on, man? Aggressively relaxing. Hey, what's going on, aggressive? Let's see. Hey, Marauders UFO thing was so funny. There's an alien hoax in a world with aliens. That is actually a really good way to look at it. It's an alien hoax in a world with aliens. You know what my theory on that was? My theory on that is that's actually danger, because I think that would be hot. Because we got to have a way. We got to have a way to have danger back in the original Danger Room. Got to have that. And like, how perfect would that be if danger was actually the UFO? I think that would be just sweet. Raven is in the house. Everybody be careful. Raven's going to slap a fool, silence a fool. You get out of control. It's been a while since comics were last released before the pandemic. I legit forgot some storylines in progress. Waiting on Hellions 2, honestly. Yeah. Yep, 30-year anniversary of the first TNMT theatrical release. I saw that in theaters, and I didn't realize that was the 30th anniversary, but my kids and I just watched the first episode, and I had to come in and play. I had to come in here and run a game on Wednesday. We were watching it Wednesday. I'm remembering now. It was with Sue Ann and a couple people and doing the Atlantis Face Rip group, and I didn't get to watch the final battle on the rooftop for that first movie with my kids, but I got to see like all the other stuff, and I really wanted to film a couple of those moments and put them up on Instagram. See the kids' first reaction for this. I want to see, like, they didn't wind up crying or anything like that when Master Splinter showed up, like, through the fire, like the astral form or something like that. That's a shame, man. I was really hoping they were going to cry because I remember being in the theaters and I cried my eyes out. I was just like, he came back. He said goodbye, my sons. I love you. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm like crying. My eyes are just like going. I'm looking around. I was always a big guy. So I'm looking around. I'm like, let somebody say something, mother fatheads. Plus, I was there with like a whole crew of people from Asbury. And it's like, say something. Like my boys weren't going to say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to see you. I could just boop. don't start. Don't start nothing you can't finish. You know what I'm saying? Love to see somebody say something. Look at that kid over there crying. Ah! That kid hits hard. He came back. He came back just to say I love you. Yo, that was a beautiful scene, man. Nobody can take that away. Ah, it was a great scene. I want to see more empath. 7-inch, that's a good size. Hey, 7 inches is all right. I ain't gonna go crazy on that. Come on now. Actually interested in what they'll do with Scalp Hunter. Yeah, the whole team, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with them. But yeah, Scalp Hunter on there is a very interesting decision. Since the dude doesn't talk and they gave the perfect introduction to him in case you didn't know who he was, but you did know at least enough that he was the leader of the anti-Morlock team, the Mutant Massacre. The team leader, I should say. Mr. Sinister was, of course, behind the whole thing. Anyway. Corbin is at best. I honestly can't stand looking at Chloe Bennett anymore. Really? What's the matter with Chloe Bennett? She was always hot. I don't watch the stuff anymore, but still. King of the Brood. Yep. Brew. Okay, let me start going down a little bit more. Oh, wow. Sebastian is here. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm happy to see G.I. Joe coming back to toy shells in the 6-inch form also. Got to get my hands on some of this stuff. I got to wait until EB Games opens back up over here. I didn't pre-order stuff, but I kind of wanted to. We'll see. We'll see. If I can actually get through all these toys here. Oh, man. I think the AC went off, or so it was on too long. And when you've had pneumonia 3 times, you can't play around with getting a chill. I was doing my DDP yoga this morning, feeling good about myself, right? Doing my DDP yoga, and I moved, like my wife rearranged the furniture again, so I had to move my mat to a certain way so I can actually see the stuff on my phone and hear it. And I got like halfway through the workout, and like my neck hurts, and like my upper shoulders, they hurt bad. I'm like, dude, what do I feel like? I don't feel like I'm out of shape. Why am I in pain though? And it's not like a swole pain, And I turn around, I realize the AC just got turned down not too long ago, the central AC. And I'm just like, oh shoot, it's pointing right at my neck. So like, if I'd have built up a big sweat by the time I noticed it, I could wind up dead. So yeah, that was messed up. I had to go and turn the AC down off, and then I turned it to low, but it was on medium and pointing right at me. I'm like, damn, that is legit dangerous for me. Like a cool wind could freaking put me on my ass and potentially kill me at this point. Man. Anyway, let's crack open a couple of. Let's pop open my knife. Slice this fat head open. See what we got up in here. Yeah, got to get my hands on that Snake Eyes anyway, and the Destro is looking pretty good too. I'm really looking for Nemesis Enforcer and Serpentor though. Like, man, that's when all of a sudden we're talking. Yeah. Also got to get some Ninja figures. I just did an order for a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type figures. Okay. I think I'm going to need some people's help on this because I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. Okay. So you go over there. Okay. So I got this, which this looks pretty obvious. It's a Superman thing that will go over top of him if I so choose, which is interesting. Oh, he can't do a lot with his head. It just turns left and right. Doesn't go up and down, does it? Cheap. Yo, who makes this? Makes this cheap crap. Spin Master. Screw you, Spin Master. Anyway, I don't think I'm getting them as a sponsor. Okay, what's all this? Is this like a, what is this? Is this just kryptonite? So I got a thing of kryptonite here. That's cute. I don't know what this thing is. Is this the Omega effect? Is this something to have to do with the Omega effect? What is this? This is weird. This just looks like somebody's playing a game of horseshoes. Mega effect. Is this something special? Somebody smarten me up. What is this? Oh wait, I know what this is. This is stupid, is what it is. Look at this. Look at this. These are stupid toys, bruh. These are stupid toys. So all this garbage can just go straight in the garbage. I might keep that kryptonite thing. These are things that go in a donation bin. But whatever. I just need him probably to like stand up out of the rubble at some point, doing something. Anyway, hot trash. Start opening this bad boy. The Captain America, who I'm going to be using as the U.S. mother effing agent, baby. Let's see. Whoop whoop, and whoop. Yeah. Step into a world. Who sings that song? Step into a world. Okay. So, Deathstroke versus Prometheus. That's actually a really good one. I don't know. Who do you think? Tyson versus Jericho was on this week's Dynamite. Tyson clocked Jake the Snake during Double or Nothing. Holy crap, dude, that's wild. Comic Universal, that's crazy. Hey, Suan is here. What's up, Suan? Okay, let's start popping down a little bit more. I'm sorry if I'm missing people. Wonder why cops are okay with people like Superman and Flash, but Batman and Green Arrow are considered crazy. Storyline purposes, really good question. Plus the idea of who are they going to get to go after him. They got Lex Luthor going after him, I don't know. They apparently radiate hope for some reason. With Green Arrow, at least, he actually openly criticizes the system, which is why I actually really like Green Arrow. So there's that. You just come up and you say, yeah, think about it, man. People looting freaking Americans daily. They're big business executives. The people who occupy Wall Street we're going up against, But they're not considered looters. They're the ones who go and take our 401ks, our pensions, our freaking kids' college funds, you know what I'm saying? Our retirement, everything. They're taking everything, but they're not considered looters. Nope. Plus, you're called a looter. They're probably mentioning a certain skin color. Let's be realistic. Sorry, am I wrong? Am I wrong? It's listen, I'm going to tell you straight up. The people, the Republicans, the conservatives who were yelling in the faces of cops and all that because they need to get back to work, they needed businesses open and stuff like that. I feel for them. I really do. Some were saying they don't believe in the COVID-19. That's on them. But I do feel for these conservatives saying this stuff because all of us should feel something. Because these are people who just want to go back to work. It's not just the idea they want things to go back to normal. Yeah, of course they do. Everybody does. Everybody would love for things to go back to normal, right? But it's more than that. It's the idea that the government isn't exactly helping. Now, mind you, the people who are in charge of these stimulus checks, even though President Trump, psychopath that he is, ordered for these checks to come back so that he could sign them himself. The checks don't actually come from Trump. They come from Congress. They come specifically from Nancy Pelosi and what she chooses to vote on and how she tells her people to vote. Because that is actually how it works. So the fact that that Americans are only getting 1,200, meanwhile up in Canada on average we're getting even if you convert it, we're getting 2,000 minimum. If you convert that to American dollars, it's still in excess of $200 more than what Americans are getting. And they don't have to vote on it each time. They voted on it once. Actually, it didn't even need a vote, just once, and then boom, every Canadian that needs it, even some who aren't needed. Some people are actually benefiting off of this. They don't really need it. It's called CERB. Some people are actually benefiting it from it. And they don't even need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. Like they're trying to take care of you and whatnot. They're trying to take care of you. And it's the Democrats in the states, the senators that are screwing it up. They're genuinely screwing it up, and I don't know what their freaking problem is. They're real quick to give bailouts to give a whole bunch of money to the military and give bailouts to freaking Wall Street bankers and stuff like that. What about regular old Americans though? But at the same time, everybody's got their problems, man. Every single buddy's got their problems, and it says a lot when these people who are getting bailed out, these big time people, these Wall Street tycoons and whatnot, these big business owners like giant market retailers and whatnot, they're getting bailed out, but then they're also turning around and saying we need Americans to get back to work, even if it means that the grandparents have to die. Don't you want your kids to be in a good economy? Shut up, man. Shut up, man. You know what they're really saying. You know exactly what they're really saying. We need you to get back to work because we need production, because at the end of the day, you're just cattle for us. That's all you are, is cattle for us. And we need to recognize that. We need to recognize exactly what that is. Those people wouldn't have to be out there protesting. They want to go back to their jobs if the Congress was actually supporting them, if the Congress was actually helping them, giving them better bailouts, like bailing out the people. You don't need to be bailing out these big companies. That's simply encouraging them to keep doing the same practices that they're doing. If you put money in the hands of the people, all of a sudden that money gets to the top also, because that's the only direction that money flows. You got to understand there is no other direction that money flows right now. There's no other direction. Everything is about going towards the bigger businesses. It's all going there. The bailouts go there. How about the little people? They can't afford their rent. Even these places, these renters, these landlords who are getting relief themselves, they're still saying, yo, rent's still due. I don't want to hear it. And that's fair. How exactly? And even if some of those landlords are obeying the laws that are coming to them and saying, hey, rent is stymied for now. You don't have to. Some of the states are saying you do not charge your people rent. It'll be paid later. Here's the question. After the pandemic is eventually done, which you got to assume it's going to eventually be done, right? But what other pandemic are we going to have after that? It's going to be a pandemic of people who now owe 3, 4, 5 months of rent. And how are they supposed to get this when they haven't been working for 3, 4, 5 months? Bruh, you gotta sympathize. And they're out there, they're speaking for all of us. Problem is, it's really hard to sympathize with them when these are, a lot of them, the exact same people who are okay with the idea that black people have been getting stopped and frisked forever and they don't care. They just don't care. You got to obey the police. Don't resist. What are you doing right now? That's not a peaceful protest. Meanwhile, I'm looking right now, live. There are people protesting peacefully in the U.S. on the government, on the White House and whatnot. And you got smiling cops out there blocking the way and stuff like that. You see police, it says police right on the side. It's an actual police SUV driving down the street with peaceful protesters. They just roll down the window a little bit, stick their hand out with a can of spray, what do you call it? The pepper spray, just spraying protesters in the faces, just spraying pepper spray out there. They're just standing on the streets protesting. How come that same stuff didn't happen when you got all these white guys with beards, bigger beards than me somehow? White guys with beards out there and women screaming, we want to go to work and open our nail salons. Man, it's real hard to feel sorry for these people. When you got people over here, they're just protesting. They don't want to be killed anymore. Stop killing us. No. It's violence. It's looting. It's stuff like that. What is the matter with your brain? You need to check your brain. How is this okay, but that's not? If these guys wanted to loot and wanted to riot, I can't blame them. Because this is what happens when you take away someone's freedom of speech, when you make it so that you can't even stand on the streets and just quietly you can't even take a knee and hold up a fist without somebody saying, shut up and dribble. Shut up and go, whatever, how dare you, whatever, shut up, shut up, shut up. And the police literally shutting them up. What option do you leave left? No taxation without representation, man. This is welcome to the world. Welcome to America, where we got our rights by protesting, by rioting, by becoming domestic terrorists, so to speak. The people who have a problem with that are the people who don't remember their own history, man. Don't even remember their own history. That's the way that this country, that's the only way this country has ever moved forward. Ever. Ever. Man. Let's move on. Let's move on. Anyway, so here's the U.S. agent. It's actually Captain America Gamerverse. It's U.S. agent. So bang. And yeah, he's got one of those shields that it's got the little peg that can go in his hand or in his back, which I'm about to do. Or you can fold it down. Like, I don't know if you saw that I just did that. You could fold it down and this part comes out. We can actually clip it onto like his wrist or something. Boop. It stays on there like that. So let me just boop, pop it over here. Bam! Now he's got it on his back. Yes. Okay. Oops. I'll put him up here. Last one, or is it? Or is it? Do I maybe have something else I could show too? Depends on how long I'm going to be here for. Bang! Monster Venom. One of Coulson's back in the MCU. They need to just bring him back, dude. Need to bring him back. Professor, do you have a Lois Lane figure? I do not. They have never made a Lois Lane figure that I have seen that I can get. What the heck just happened there? Oh, I got another. Oh, geez, two more. Professor, did you Patriot Act how Wall Street is buying up properties? Did I see the Patriot Act? Oh, that's the one with I can't remember his name. But anyway, yeah, that one dude. Did I see the Patriot Act? No, but I do know that is what Wall Street is doing. Wall Street, in case anybody's curious, Wall Street is currently buying. Okay, I got to do it. Yay, Captain America. Here, let me do this first. I'm going to do the second one first. Yay, Captain America, my number 2 favorite comic book character. Oh, he finally admits it. He keeps on talking about Captain America is my number 1 favorite character. And we all sit there and we've noticed that no, Deadpool is your favorite. Anyway, so here you go. So he's got a, I'm going to do my patriotic duty, not nationalism, patriotism, and just salute. God damn it. There we go. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. All right, bang. Got the U.S. agent. Oh, I was going to put him up here. Yeah. Okay, and then bang. Thank you for the super chat, Cryptid, and thank you for the super chat, Suan. Professor, did you see the Patriot Act? Yeah, bang, 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 bang. That is creepy. Yes, this is something that's actually been going on for a while. A lot of people don't understand how banks make money. Oops. Okay, I accidentally put this on this. Banks make money in many different ways. Banks never, ever, let me make sure that you understand this, ever make money off of rich people. That's not the way that it works. See, there's not enough rich people, and it's not prestigious to be taxing rich people, and it's not prestigious to be making rich people pay for stuff. Case in point, how many times has Donald Trump stiffed every single bank out there? Yet a lot of these banks continue working with Donald Trump because of the prestige involved in working with some of these kinds of people. Hell, Donald Trump, it was just announced yesterday. It was just announced yesterday that he still screwed so many people. The only private, and mind you, these are private industries, but not industries, private companies that own stadiums and places along those lines to what do you call it, to house a large audience. These guys own these big stadiums where you can host events, right? And Donald Trump, he's been doing his big rallies. He never stopped campaigning. Like, he won in 2016. You figure he stopped campaigning, right? Nah, the only thing he enjoys doing is campaigning. So he keeps holding rallies all over the place. He had one in New Jersey. He had one in southern New Jersey. Come on, man. Southern New Jersey is a good place to have one, I guess. But, and a part of Monmouth County, which is where I lived a good portion of my life, most of my youth, as a matter of fact. Do I want to keep this? This is what the inside looks like. It's pretty hot. I don't know if I want to keep it, though. I'll keep it around. Let's put it that way. Anyway, so yeah, he's not paying them. The only one of these big events and the stadiums that he's actually paid are the ones that were smart enough to say that they want their money in advance. I want you to think about that. But that's the way that one of the ways that Donald Trump makes his money. He just doesn't pay people. He says, I didn't like the job that you did. Yeah, but you're still benefiting from the service. And basically, so onto the banks again. The banks, they recognize that there's more poor people than rich people. Look, if you have bad credit, you shouldn't be able to get a credit card, right? Well, the problem is that there are all sorts, and you have to blame Joe Biden for this. All the people who signed that bill also, but you have to blame Joe Biden for this. Joe Biden made the bankruptcy bill. You can't claim bankruptcy off of student loans. But this also opened the door to allow for other modifications. For instance, you can only claim bankruptcy, like certain kinds of bankruptcy. I think it's Chapter 11. You can only claim bankruptcy once every 7 years. I think somebody told me it changed to every 10 years. I honestly don't know. But either way, making it so that it's almost a decade or a full decade that you can't claim bankruptcy again. Bankruptcy claims are actually public. So if you have to go to a court, you have to get a lawyer. You have to get a lawyer. You can't do this on your own. You can't. There's no way. I know this because I had to claim bankruptcy once. Divorce will jack a dude up. It will jack a man up. Just, it'll wreck you, man. Your average man loses 70% of his wealth, if he has any, whatever it is. What do you call it when he gets a divorce? That's what they say, man. It's cheaper to keep her, I guess. Anyway, what do you call it? So, yeah, if you can only claim that bankruptcy once every 10 years, your bankruptcy is a matter of public record. So you can actually get this bankruptcy. Oh, and let me just let me get this out of the way really quick. So this is how he comes, but on the back you could see, oh, what's this? What's going on? But he's got this that comes with him. Can you actually pull these arms out? Yep, you 100% can. So this is pretty much exactly like the regular Build-A-Figure. This is basically just the original Build-A-Figure. So that's cool. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at him for doing this. So boom. He can bend forward. He bends back. Not too much. He should be able to bend back a lot more. But anyway, you just get the whole "We are Venom." It says the giant-sized version of Venom. He's got these things on the back that protrude. And a couple of them one on each arm. The tricept. Actually, this one's on the shoulder. This one's on the tricept. That's it. Just the 4. That's cool. They look really cool, though, man. He's gigantic. He's got his mouth open, and there's like a typical look that you're used to seeing of his face leaning forward, and just, can't really lean forward, though, can he? Can't even lift his head. It's not really that great of a figure. It's a beautiful-looking figure. He could pose really well, but just doesn't really do a whole lot. That's a shame, man. Why even bother? Anyway, it's a gorgeous figure, though. Very gorgeous figure. Be nice if he came with other hands. Like, they just did this, man. Why wouldn't you have, I don't know. What are you going to do with his hands? The idea is a lot of these big figures been coming with other hands, though. Like fist hands or open hands. I don't know what you do. It'd be nice if they actually had, like, wall-crawling hands for him. That would be cool. But anyway, boom. So, yeah, this is what you got. Here's Venom. So and for Swan, and Venom, and Venom, Venom, and Venom, Venom, Venom. So anyway, there you go. Boom. Let me do I have a place to put them up on my shelf? I think that Cosmic Ghost Rider's been there for a little while. He's been there for a hot minute. Maybe I should take down that destroyer. You know what? I'm gonna put him on top of my pack of CDs right here. CDs. Hey, does anybody want to see the CDs that I got here? I'll throw up my CDs real quick. So that's what they do. Anyway, there's a whole lot of poor people. So if you have what is it? If you go through a bankruptcy, that's when all of a sudden you start getting all these. Hey, get a credit card now. Hey, guaranteed. Hey, get a loan for a car. Look, here's $2,000 for a car. But you have to buy through there a lot and all this stuff. It's a coupon, but they do it in the form of a check. You can't cash that thing. It's a regular coupon. Anyway, that has no value, by the way. What do you call it, on its own? So anyway, yeah, man, like I say that because back in the day, coupons used to be made. You know how it's got the little thing on there? The value of this coupon, if just cashed, is like 0/01, something like that. They'll do something like that. Cents. They have to do that because back in the day, they used to make coupons and you say like, oh, 60 cents off is such and such and such. So this was without like looking at the way that the currency system is made monetarily, you're allowed to cash in these. This is a banknote. Like, think about it. Cash or a check or this, it's a banknote. That's what it is. If you write down, this is worth such and such and such, this coupon is worth 60 cents towards bread or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You can go into the supermarket and say, hey, I'm not going to get the bread, but here's this thing for 60 cents. And they kind of had to take it. So you got the 60 cents for it. Now imagine if you went and collected a whole bunch of coupons and then brought them in. You could actually make a whole bunch of money just by sitting there clipping coupons, right? That actually happened back in the day. So they had to, that's why they have to put on there, the value of this coupon is actually 0. Whatever, So anyway, yeah, that's one of the things that they would do. So that's why I brought that up in the first place. Anyway, when you can't claim bankruptcy anymore, you can't claim bankruptcy, and that's that. So that's the time that all these banks and all this stuff. There's been times where people have gone up and they've said, I'm going to help banks, make more money. I'm Wall Street executive, blah 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 blah, whatever. And they would walk in and they'd say, one of the things you got to do is, I'm noticing that you're sending a bunch of a bunch of credit cards and whatnot to people who've claimed bankruptcy. These people can't pay, so it's pointless going after. It's pointless sending them stuff. And it's like, you do realize that this would be about 60% of our business right now, right? People who can't claim bankruptcy anymore are also people who can't afford lawyers. They're people who don't necessarily know their rights, and when you don't have any rights, because that's the way that bankruptcy have done, it's all about the letter of the law right now. These are people who we could squeeze like a sponge to get every last drop of water out. Almost like figuratively getting blood from a stone. We can squeeze them to death, make them sell whatever in order to get their money from them because they took out a credit card. And there's still those 20%, 22% sometimes, what do you call it? Sometimes more percentage for the loans and whatnot. Dude, these people know how to get you. And if you've ever gone to, and I've never gone, thank God, I've never needed to, but going to those check cashing places, anybody's been there, you know how addictive those can be because you're getting your money a little bit earlier. There's some good things in the world. There's even some good things in religion, dare I say it. There's this one religion, some of you may have heard of it. It's called Islam. One of the best things that I love about Islam is that they say, oh, well, I accidentally clicked on that too. Please stop. What? Where'd this come from? Why am I clicking on things? Anyway, you know what? Where'd that come from? Geez, I accidentally clicked on another one. Wow, okay. Thank you. I didn't think that the wars have gone that much. Spartan, thank you, Spartan, for 4.99 super chat. I only want to say you've been the biggest part of me getting into DC Comics. Hey, what are your thoughts on Jason Todd being brought back as the Antihero? I think it kind of makes perfect sense. Coming back as the Red Hood, and I like his new costume. Do I have anything here that's cool to show you? I got Wheeljack here. I've got Wheeljack. Like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Pew pew. um, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I love the idea that he's been brought back as the anti-hero. I love that he's been brought back at all. Like, I'll take anything, anything. I think it was an absolutely great idea to bring him back. So, yes. Okay, so, crying out loud, man. What the heck? Anyway, so there's a lot of ways that these banks get money from poor people because you're poor, you can't afford lawyers, you can't afford rights. That's the same reason why police love to go after the poor neighborhoods. They love to target poor neighborhoods because they know that you can't afford a lawyer. They know that you can't afford a lawyer, so they're going to be able to get some kind of a thing on their whatever the quota. And anybody who says that cops don't have quotas, you're wrong. Cops absolutely have quotas. 100% have quotas. They do. I know cops, or at least I used to know cops. You know what I'm saying? I used to know a lot of cops. Dude, they've got quotas. So yeah, man, like the world's a messed up place right now. Look, I'm not an anti-capitalist. I understand capitalism, all right, but I also understand socialism. Whenever somebody throws in something, oh, you're taking super chats. Nobody's actually said that to me, but I expect it any day now. You're taking super chats. That's capitalism. The exchange of money is not socialism, or it isn't purely capitalism. Money is exchanged in socialism too. And when people start touting stuff like that, I usually don't respond when I see something like that. If I'm like in somebody else's stream or something like that, and somebody says something about socialism right away, capitalism. If you don't know what socialism is, please shut up. It's called Google. Go look it up, dude. Go look it up. And even then, I don't actually tout an approval of socialism, even in the proper context, not the Russian version of communism, not the, like communism doesn't, that's not actually communism. That's not the way that Karl Marx originally talked about it, it's a much more simple, it's a much simpler term than that. It's just people it's a community of people helping each other. And communes work. They've proven to work before. You could use socialistic ideas in businesses and say, hey, what I'm saying? Half of your board members have to be people who actually work for your company down there in the factory line or something like that. So this way, people are more apt, or at least half of the votes can be from people who are actually have their boots on the ground, so to speak, their hands in the cogs of the machines. The people are actually doing the work because they're less likely to say, hey, let's move our company overseas because we can get a tax break over there. Capitalism unhinged is what we have right now. It's unfettered. There is no tie holding it down to the reality of the fact that people need to actually work for a living. And that's the problem. I don't have a problem with capitalism. I have a problem with this version of capitalism, which is just atrocious. Work, 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 work. You get nothing. By the way, now you don't have a job anymore because I can get those people to work for a whole lot cheaper than I can get you to work. You got to remember one of the biggest sayings that used to come out of that to this day actually still come out of the automotive industry. All right. And as a marketer, I've learned this. Cheapen the horn. I want you to keep this in mind and always say this in your mind whenever you see something, and you'll be able to see the internal dialings of the way that the current market works. Cheapen the horn. You remember back in the day, or maybe you've seen a movie, heard a movie where horns sound robust. Even if it's aruga, actually, that's part of cheapening the horn. stuff like that. It actually makes a noise where you can hear it. Or if you're mad at somebody, don't get mad and use your horn. But don't use your horn. It's not supposed to be an extension of your voice or your emotions. It's supposed to be, hey, warning, you're about to do something stupid, or hey, my brakes don't work, something like that. Don't make horns, don't desensitize people horns, and don't use them in residentials, please. Anyway, yeah, the idea of cheaping the horn. The easiest thing in the world to save money on. Hey, we're a little bit over budget. Oh, cheapen the horn. That's what they would say. Because the horn is the one thing that's easy you can get away with. You start compromising people's safety, all of a sudden there's some issues. All of a sudden you get into some trouble right there. You have to start talking to your lawyer team and wondering. You have to start doing that damage assessment, right? The cost analysis. And this happens in the automotive industry. This happens in more than just the automotive industry. This happens all over the place. How much is it going to cost if this gets, we can't let this be called a lemon because then everybody can get their money back from it. But as long as it can't be called a lemon, how many people are actually going to sue us? What's the likelihood of somebody getting into an accident if we take away such and such and such? If we make it so that the airbags don't deploy, you know what I'm saying? What is the likelihood that, if only 90% of the times if an airbag will deploy, there's a 10% chance that the airbag won't deploy. Well, how many people actually get into head-on collisions where an airbag would actually save their lives? Because if somebody gets into a head-on collision that's, light, that the airbag won't do anything for them, you're probably more happy. It's like, oh, well, I'm glad my airbag didn't deploy. You know what I'm saying? But if you do get into a head-on collision where, oh no, you're hurt, that's when you want your airbag to deploy. But maybe you're dead now, so a surviving family member has to say the airbag didn't deploy. That's messed up. Okay, that's one. How many people do you get who are going to, need to sue because the airbag doesn't work anymore? That is cost analysis. How much are these people likely to make from suing us and us settling? How much can we usually settle for, right? And, as for a gag order, keep your damn mouth shut. Here's some money. Don't talk about it, right? You got taken care of. Don't worry about other people. Just worry about yourself, right? So we can go on screwing people. Oops, did I say that part out loud? This is how the current system works. Everything is about a cheap profit. Everything is about a cheap profit. And cheaping the horn is the easiest, the safest way to do that. So sometimes you have to sit there and wonder when you buy something and it feels flimsy and whatnot. What part is considered the horn? And what part is something that can actually, hurt you? What's a little part that could break off and you could, your kid can wind up eating or something or your dog wind up eating, right? Cheapen the horn. All right, let's get talking about my CDs really quick, and then I'm gonna go back and start looking at some of these comments up in here. So I've got "Bat Out of Hell" Part 1 from Meatloaf. I do not have Part 2. There's some good songs off of there, but "Bat Out of Hell" Part 1, like every single song off of here, is absolutely amazing. Oh my God, absolutely amazing. Pink Floyd, The Later Years from '87 to 2019. Yep, that's right. Whole bunch of good Pink Floyd stuff on there. Oh, what's this? What's this? In the club, right? 50 Cent. I got 50. I got some 50 over here. And this isn't my whole CD collection. A lot of it's in my car, and a lot of it's actually out there. This is just stuff that I actually have in here when I feel like playing something. Dude, best of crap. Oh, the Cream of Clapton. This is actually the second time I bought this. I had this a long time ago. This is one of the CDs that I lost. It wasn't one of the signed ones that I lost, but it's one of the CDs that I lost when I moved to overseas. But what do you call it? Yeah. So I got this back because this is just a really great one. This is actually the first time I heard Badge off of this, which is an amazing song. At first, it doesn't sound great. Check out Badge from, I think that was from Cream. I think it was Cream that actually made that song Badge. Where is it? Tell me I can't see it in here now? There it is, a second one. Yeah, Badge. So it's Layla, and then the second song is Badge. Definitely check that out. And look up the history of why it's called Badge. Like great moment there. Here's my Wu-Tang. I don't know if you can wear out a CD, but I think I'm actually wearing this one out. Ah, man. The world is a worse place with Tom Petty gone. But Full Moon Fever, it's a greatest hits. Got some Godsmack greatest hits. Good stuff there. Here we go. Absolute greatest of Queen. Personally, I need to find the CD of them live at Wembley Stadium. I think that was in '85. That's actually my favorite Queen album. It's live and it's great. It's great. Best version of Under Pressure that I've ever heard. Like absolutely great. I can listen to that whole CD. Man. Actually, I had that tape. I had the tape. That and I think it was Beatles Strawberry Road that I wound up around the same time. I wanted when I was like 17, I think. I wound up burning out those tapes. I got Johnny Cash's "I Walk the Line." Big assemblage of music here, right? I got very eclectic tastes. Can't No CD collection is appropriate without Ride the Lightning, man. Best album that they made. Master of Puppets is amazing too, but like these two, oof, yeah. Um, there's actually more Kiss greatest hits than Kiss regular albums, which I think is hysterical. But yes, boom. Kiss greatest hits. What's the one? My favorite one was actually this is just one that I found that was available. What the heck was the one? Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits is actually one of my more favorite of the Kiss albums, actually, greatest hits albums that they have, because they had a really good version of Beth. I think that was sung by Eric Carr, and there's also a more subdued version of Strutter on there. But either way, it's just such a great assemblage of songs. Plus, it had that was back in the day when they would do those cheapy tricks. They would have two new songs with a whole bunch of greatest hits on their album. So of course you had to buy the freaking album, right? And they had X and Sex, and I forget what the other song was. I got like the rumblings in my mind of which one it was, but anyway, they had, let's put just one of the best sassiest freaking songs out there. Let's put the X in sex. Looks like a muscle and you make me wanna flex, baby. Dude, it's an awesome song. I got Boston. Is this their fourth album? No, it can't be. This is a greatest hit. Yeah, greatest hits. This looks like their fourth album though. It looks similar to their fourth album. That's a great band that is dealt with a lot of crap from their producers. Here's somebody else who's dealt with a lot of crap, but one of the absolute greatest albums ever made, man. Woof. And we were just talking about how what do you call it? Black people don't get a fair shake and whatnot. A lot of people think like, there's been an increase in police abuse of the black communities. No, it's just now people are able to record it. You know what I'm saying? How many times did they not have a video camera? Now they got cell phones. They can record the stuff. How many people weren't able to record it back then? But if you ever listen to rap music like hardcore gangster rap, bro, NWA, Ice-T, a lot of these people, they've been singing about this stuff forever. You know what I'm saying? Public Enemy, dude, black people have been telling us forever. You know what I'm saying? What it's been like. We just haven't been listening. And then Guns N' Roses' greatest hits. That's just a great cover. But, all in all, that's the CD collection I have right here in my room, my office. Oh man, yeah, baby, put that over there. All right, so we're good. And then I want to look at this a little bit later. All the DC stuff and the little stuff. Some of the stuff might be cool. All right, so let's start looking at some of these comments up in here. All right. I'm going to start from here with Spartan. Can we get an event from Tom Taylor from Marvel or DC? I feel like he'd be the emotional roller coaster, make us better humans for the greater good. I wouldn't complain about that. At the same time, I do still think they need to slow down on so many damn events, dude. Too many events, the miniature events, the big events, the crossover events, the tie-in events, the under the radar events. Enough with the freaking events, please. Can we just, excuse me, write better comics? Then we'll start doing events. How about that? You know what I'm saying? How about that? But yeah, I do think that Tom Taylor would pull off an amazing event. Mr. Freeze of the new DC Comics run. Yeto. Oh, talking to Yeto there. Don't listen to much music. Only music on my phone is Elvis, the Beatles, Johnny Cash, and Buddy Holly. Oh man. All right. So aside from Elvis, or excuse me, aside from the Beatles, that's a group that used to run together, along with Roy Orbison and Richie Valens. Uh, who else? Oh, Johnny Cash's future wife. Also, I can't remember her name right now. Like, it's right there, but I can't remember her name. Anyway, yeah, that was a crew that used to run together and go on tour together. Could you imagine being alive back then and seeing this show live? Wow, could only imagine. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. I listened to a lot of the old country. Waylon Jennings. Oof, man, Merle Haggard. That's a nice one too. Waylon Jennings. That that's when you know that you're not rock opera. You know what I'm saying? Like Willie Nelson is one thing right there. You didn't even mention Willie Nelson, but like when you're talking about like Waylon Jennings and all that, that's where it's like no Hollywood. It's just a dude with an acoustic guitar and he's just singing from the heart. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that'll make you laugh. It'll be something that'll make you cry. It'll be something that just makes you want to drink, whatever it is. But like that's true country. No disrespect towards Shania Twain and whoever else out there, you know what I'm saying? But like that's real country. You know what I'm saying? So okay, no complaints there. Never got into rap. Rap, man. Mm, dude, rap is so accessible. It's not easy, but it's accessible. Because like when you think about it, if you're in any other, I think country and rap are like the cheapest to get into. You know what I'm saying? And rap is definitely the cheapest, absolute cheapest to get into because you could get like things off of the internet or somebody with like, whatever, just somebody beatboxing. Think about that, beatboxing. Because like with original country, just get an old acoustic guitar and learn how to tune it and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? You can figure out everything else on your own. But with rap, like, back in the days, like, Beat Boys. The Fat Boys, you know what I'm saying? Like you just get somebody out there with a beatbox and then you just get out there and just start rapping, just start singing about anything. The Sugar Hill Gang, you know what I'm saying? Just start rapping about playing basketball or whatever you're doing, hanging out with your friends, you know what I'm saying? Or about a sucker MC. Like that's how you rap. But it's so accessible because you don't need a lot of money or sometimes any money to be able to do it. Meanwhile, if you're going to get into rock, you need a drum kit. you, you need at least two guitars. You know what I'm saying? One of them should be a bass guitar. I mean, say you got to have something that's going to, a microphone or a megaphone, something that's going to be able to talk over top of these other guys. I mean, bruh, you know what I'm saying? 80s rock, you got to put a synthesizer in there. You know what I'm saying? Well, the keyboard at the very least. 60s rock, you need the synthesizer. Forget about it. I snort the line. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. He looks absolutely gorgeous. Which one? Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. Spawn was a DLC character. Nice. We were just talking about that Kickstarter. Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson. Every studio and company is in a rush to crank out the next shared universe to rival Marvel. You set the bar. There it is. That's the brass ring. You want to play with the big boys. That's the brass ring. Go up and reach it, bud. Universal's big issue is they were trying to turn their monster into big blockbuster heroes. Yeah, monsters should stay monsters at the end of the day. I didn't see the Mummy with Tom Cruise, but I know the concept, and the concept sounds great. It really does sound great. They could have done it better, and having Tom Cruise in it, I think, was a great idea. I'm gonna be honest. It sounds cool hearing kids playing outside. I'm saying. One of these days, maybe we'll all get there. That's a family. They're getting ready to go traveling. I don't know if you were able to hear it or not. It's a family getting ready to go traveling. Obviously, we're saying goodbye to somebody who came over to visit. So the kids are just out in the street playing. Yeah, that's what I love. I love that stuff, man. I love the idea of just one of these days, man. So I would like a Chris Claremont Midnight Sun series. Hey, can't complain. June Carter, thank you. Thank you, Spartan. Spartan also, my two moods are Bleeding Heart, Waylon Jennings, and Slim Shady Eminem blasting. Wow, okay, that's quite a Dasper right there, but it works. Waiting on Liefeld Snake Eyes. Else, yes. Marvel doing what needs to be done. Hey, John, if you're unstoppable cock blocker, if you're making professional hip hop, you'll be spending as little as $1,200 a record. Well, see, that's the thing. Making a record is one thing. I'm not talking about making a record. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just going out there and just doing it. You want to play guitar, you got to go out and buy a guitar. I spent $200 on my acoustic. You know what I'm saying? I spent like $40 on two different ukuleles for my kids, and then another 60 on neck is still being stupid from the AC being on me like that earlier. Anyway, for my older son to actually have a life, well, for him a life-size guitar also. So, you know what I'm saying? Like even a harmonica, you can get a dollar store harmonica, but I mean, you're going to get a dollar store harmonica out of it. You can still play off of it. Same thing with a recorder, like these are all things I got in my house, but I mean, come on. Let's see. The Mummy with Tom Cruise was awful. That sucks. Check out new Run the Jewels video. La la. People, it's throwing money into a pile of burning money and partying. It's awesome. Okay. Ride the Lightning came out in 1984. They should play the instrumental version when she lassos lightning in Wonder Woman 1984. Hey, I wouldn't complain about that. I enjoyed Tom Cruise's Wonder Woman or Mummy. It just jumped. Brendan Fraser is where it's at with the Mummy. I forgot how Universal was trying to set up the Dark Universe, which was so funny when they tried making it their own Shield in the Mummy movie, right? How is Bagel? Bagel's fine. Bagel was looking in a moment ago, and but she left. She just kind of walked away. So, she didn't show up. Shall we? I've got the issues for the new X-Men series, but the one I can read for days is the new X-Force. Seems like the best. X-Force is pretty good. X-Force is pretty good. Don't hate me, bruh. I'll read them all eventually. All the Dawn of X books, I mean. I figured. Unicron versus Galactus. I don't know. Galactus is so much bigger, right? Like, so much more power. I don't know. Older Chaos God as opposed to all the retcons, man. All the retcons. It's like when they were first created, Unicron is just this big planet, metallic planet eating thing. They should never have to meet, right? Galactus and Unicron should never have to meet. Now all of a sudden they got all this stuff. I was just in a conversation / polite argument recently on the Discord. Let me throw up the Discord link. Oh man, bunch of people throwing in some stuff about the there's a bunch of stuff going on in the general chat. If you don't want to see stuff where people looking for justice in the streets and whatnot, you probably shouldn't go there. That's your forewarning. But what do you call it? But I approve of it, so whatever. The more Quanon, Unicron versus Galactus. Oh, anyway, so the what was the debate that I gotten into? Oh, the Thanos versus Dark Side from the what is it? What the heck was it called? Death Battle. That's what it is, the Death Battle. Listen, right up front, they put a lot of work into those videos. The problem is they should put a little bit more work into actually reading all these comic books. You know what I'm saying? You don't comment on something if you don't know what you're talking about. That's just the way I look at it. You ask questions. You don't just come out and start, making up bull because people are going to call you on it. And this is actually something I'm actually very interested in talking about. Also, is the logical thought process after you talk about this. Thanos versus Darkseid. Darkseid, when he was originally made, wasn't this entity that was beyond humans and above everything else. Like that wasn't the case. That was never the case. I don't know about this whole, like, like, it didn't seem like that was Jack Kirby's original idea. So this is just like a re-inspiration. So what about if I were to start writing comic books? What if Donny Cates decides, hey, let me go back and revisit Thanos and explain that Thanos is actually an entity beyond what Darkseid is? Right? Like he saw Darkseid in this other universe and said, I need to ascend to something bigger than this. So he consumed all of the other, whatever, let's say he goes to the DC universe and just consumes the new gods or something, and just like all of a sudden he becomes something beyond, right? What if he like ate the Infinity Gems and suddenly like they became a part of him or something like that? Like whatever it is, like all of a sudden Thanos is now a bigger deal than what Darkseid has been revamped into. Because it was only since like 2008, right? It was only since like Final Crisis or so that they started up with all that. Saying the idea that Thanos is like or that Darkseid is a step above, blah 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 blah. Come on, man. You can't just retcon a character then say, oh well, he could beat this character. Nah, retcons are a son of a gun. Like, it's cool, and Morrison had a great idea. I'm not going to deny that, brah. I'm not here to deny that. But you don't get to just simply like retcon somebody and all of a sudden he's bigger and he's better. You know what I'm saying? Because Thanos can't get rid of that freaking Thanos copter. So I don't think that Darkseid should be able to get rid of the idea that he was equal with Highfather, but Highfather is just getting older. So that's why he said, Orion was going to be the big deal. I mean, come on, man. So Thanos did absorb the one above all. I don't remember that. Damn. How good is Death Battle's research? It's not. It's not. They're looking at stuff on the freaking, you know what I'm saying, on the Reddit boards. I've seen it. They actually look for the stuff on the Reddit boards. Professor, if the cure for COVID-19 was reading more Teeny Howard books, would you pass on it? No, I'd read the hell out of some Teeny Howard books, and I would recommend that everybody do that. Don't even, man. I'll jump right back on Excalibur today. I will find that issue that I missed. I'll jump back on it, man. Be like, I don't care. Anyway, you're funny. You are funny, Clark. So anyway, heard a monkey escaped from a lab with a sample of coronavirus. People have been making a lot of Planet of the Apes jokes. This was in India. I think it was in New Delhi, but that doesn't make a lot of sense because New Delhi is like a seriously tech savvy. I don't know. Somehow a monkey in some place in India got away with some blood samples. That's all it was. It was some people's blood samples. They were going to check them for COVID-19. And some monkey came along and like yoinked a bunch of them, was found in a tree, like chewing on them. So he's like eating human blood. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Come on, man. Like, we got to go and find out who's you stole and then like retest these people. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. They gave their blood. Anyway, so that's actually how that went. So, what happened? Trying to correct all the false news. So, what have you now? Anyway, look, Thanos having the Infinity. First off, I was upset that Thanos didn't have the Cosmic Cube also, because the Cosmic Cube is where it's at, and he's had the Cosmic Cube before, And the argument was made, well, isn't Thanos usually known for having? Yes, he is. Okay, but he's known for having the Infinity Gauntlet more than the Cosmic Cube, but it doesn't change the fact that this is supposed to be the entirety of the arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so the idea of having Thanos being sucked into another universe by Darkseid, to me is kind of booty. All right, it's booty to me. You pull them into another universe, and that's where so like simple mind would look at this and say, and I'm talking about the Death Battle guys, guys who talk like this. They yeah, it's a great idea. The idea of like pulling somebody out of this universe into this universe where the gauntlet doesn't work anymore. Well, first off, if he had the Cosmic Cube, he wouldn't need the gauntlet at this point because the Cosmic Cube will work in any universe that you bring him to. Bring that noise. But then it's the idea of, if I have absolute and total control in this universe and you try to pull me out of this universe, you're doing it from either another universe or somehow in this universe. I'm sorry, I don't accept that you can pull me out of my universe where I have unlimited control. If I have absolute power in this universe, as long as this glove is in my hand, then I'm not going to let you pull me out of this universe. Oh, a higher thought. Imagine that. Imagine that. But that's the whole idea of it. These are guys who just want to, blah, blah, blah. And it's really cool to watch these things, unless you're like, a super fan, you get upset. And I am one of these super fans. It bugs me. It bothers me, man. These kinds of things bother me. But this is going to lead on to that higher thought that I was talking about. I'm going to try and wrap up with, I'm going to read these comments really quick, and I'm going to try and jump out of here, hour and a half into this. That the idea of some comic book writers suggesting that continuity is a hard thing to write. I said this before. If you even utter those words, you probably shouldn't be writing comic books. And this is real talk. This isn't me saying F these guys and, rah. No, this is me just simply being real. It's great if you've got a story. It's great if you've got some story that you want to tell. But if your story needs to be told without it being in continuity, then the story should be told not in continuity. Because if you think that it's okay to make all of your stories not in continuity, but within the continuity, the continuous universe, one, it kind of disrespects all the people who have written before you, doesn't it? Two, it also opens up the door for questioning, are you actually a comic book fan? Because see, all of us comic book fans, you look at all these death battles that we have and whatnot. What do we always do? All of us, every single one of us, we always say, well, you remember that one issue of, such and such and such where so-and-so did such and such? Well, this and that can't work against so-and-so because he did such and such, and that's why that's why this, this guy couldn't beat this guy with this maneuver, right? We're always finding something from the comic books in continuity to point out that the other person's wrong. And the best amongst us, and we acknowledge this, the best amongst us is the one who's read the most comic books, remembers these comic books, and points out, hey, in continuity, this person has actually done such and such before, therefore, right? We don't always celebrate the best stories for being the most imaginative. Because if that was the case, we'd all love Bendis. Right? But Bendis is one of the most controversial people out there. And one of the main reasons for that is his stories are constantly taking a dump on all of the other legacy from these characters from before. And we're like, Bendis, then just don't write in the regular universe. And therefore, we have to question, are you a real comic book fan if you're writing something in the continuity but outside of continuity, not recognizing the stories that came beforehand? There's a lot of there's 80 years or so of comic books that have come out over the past so and so years, whatever, right? There's all these years of these amazing comic books coming out. Obviously, you can't take them all into account. But if you take some of the best stories and you pay attention to those, and then you answer fans in a certain way and you say, hey, because think about this. Think about the way that this has always worked. I won a no prize in the worst way, right? This is like, I've done so much in my life that I can be silly, and I can say that one of the top things I could think of on my bucket list is to get a no prize. I want to actually be awarded a no prize from Marvel, like just boom, because DC never did that. If DC had one, I'd like to do that too. But I would love to get my hands on a no prize, like my thoughts. I would love to be awarded a no prize. And what's the way you get a no prize? You see something that doesn't fit in continuity, and then you make an excuse for it. You make a reason for it, and you present it to the writer or the editor or somebody, and that person gets back to you and says, well, that really wouldn't work because such and such, and you basically make it a fun game of trying to explain this, headcanon or whatever, but through having read all these other comic books and seen the hero or the villain do something differently, right? This wouldn't have worked because, but I could say that the hero had a headache, and that's why, because he had a headache because, look, he said such and such and such when he was dealing with so-and-so, and now he's got a headache. That's how come his psychic powers didn't work. Whatever, something like that, right? The person says, whoa, hey, that was a good catch. All right, it's in continuity now. You get a no prize. Nobody's going to put that in continuity or whatever, but it's that feeling of the community and everybody's working together, right? And it's not that toxicity that we get from, excuse me, some people who claim to be comic book fans. Anyway, that's the kind of back and forth that we need to see more of, right? But you can't even have that pleasant back and forth if the writer in question has no interest in paying attention to anything that was done before. Why do you even have this person in that costume, right? Why do you even have this person in that costume? Why are you calling this person Superman if he's not acting like Superman, right? Why do you have him in that costume if it's not the Superman that we all know and love? Why? Why would you do that? I'm talking about the New 52 Superman in this particular case, right? Take away his underwear doesn't mean that's suddenly not the same Superman. Just stop. Don't do that. Don't do that to us, right? We have always, every time you look at these Death Battle or any of these other, there's a guy, Danco, that does a bunch of back and forth also. He used to, I don't know if he still does anymore. When all these people are doing these Death Battle, like hero versus hero, super character versus super character battles and whatnot, we're always saying the same things. Actually, that wouldn't work because in this one issue of so-and-so or in this run, the hero did, as such. So how do you argue that you can't write in continuity and you're hired by these companies, Marvels and the DCs? Go write for Image. Go write for Dynamite. Go write for IDW. Go write one of these other stories. But this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. When you feel like you can't write in continuity, well, then you're clearly not a fan. Don't tell me that you're a fan. Don't. One of the reasons why so many of us love Donny Cates' work is because look at how much he's clearly read. So even when he does change a character, there's a reason for it, and it's still within his purview. You know what I'm saying? Thanos has never won. And the big fear is, what if Thanos has ever won? What if Thanos won? So the first big story that got our attention in Marvel, Thanos wins. He's clearly paid attention to Venom in the past. So here's the big question. Is he within continuity? Has he paid attention to all the writers who have come before him? All of them. Yeah, he really has. And therefore, whatever crazy story you're going to do at this point, you show us. We understand that you know who this character is, and therefore, we can get behind you. When they made Venom into a good guy, there wasn't that much Venom out to begin with, but when he was the good guy, the lethal protector, right? And that's the big deal. You're actually paying attention to who these characters are, and that's what we're looking for. Bendis is a human tennis elbow. Wow, Mark. Pizza burn on the roof and the world's mouth. The opposite of Batman. Wow. Bendis is a godsend for the Ultimate Universe. Agreed. He made the Ultimate Universe. Didn't even realize he was making the Ultimate Universe, but he made the Ultimate Universe. He just made Ultimate Spider-Man. But yeah, I also loved the Rogal Zar character in the Man of Steel. I liked what he was doing. I liked where he was going, and it felt like essential reading to me. But the way that it ended was just so, like epic meh. Like, really? That's the way it ends? It was a terrible ending to me, You think Punchline cheapens Harley Quinn since they're battling in the new Batman issue? They haven't shown any of this yet. This hasn't been released yet. I don't know. It's like asking, will Clown Hunter cheapen Joker? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so. Maybe this will be a reason why Harley suddenly decides she wants to get back with the Joker. I don't know. But it'd be nice if Joker had another Harley. you know what I'm saying, who's different than Harley. So I'm looking forward to see it. It's James Tynion the fourth, man. What has this guy ever written that made people say, this guy sucks? It's never happened. It's never happened. The guy's amazing. I look forward to seeing what he's going to do with his punchline. I honestly don't care about death battles because I like characters, not powers personally. Yeah, I don't even watch the death battles anymore. I really just don't. I just can't get into them. Hisses at New 52 Superman. He that shall not be named. Wow, he's Cthulhu to you now. He's Demogorgon. All right. That Danko is a damn fool as far as I'm concerned. Wow, Alan. Damn. Impact Comics in the house. Raven Thylacine. Moon Knight fought Iron Fist as Taskmaster, and he fights taking punches and retaliating. Yes, he does. He takes punches because it's too much too much time to duck or to block. It's like, bow, thank you. Now you may have another. Bam! Harley Quinn is pretty much an anti-hero now. Punchline is needed. Hey. Man, I wonder what Donny Cates would have done with Robbie Reyes, because I bet he would have written a badass story with Robbie and Eli. Well, there's still time. I think that one of the problems with Donny Cates, I see the good and the bad, in people, and I don't have a problem with commenting on both. With Donny, I think that one of the problems that stymie him being a better writer is that he respects too much what Jason Aaron has done. Jason Aaron's done some amazing stuff. Jason Aaron has also done some really booty stuff, and his Avengers comic book right now is just so damn booty. So that's why I said to people, if Donny Cates is going to write Thor, it's going to be amazing, but I don't want to see Donny Cates writing Thor. Not immediately after Aaron. Because we're only like, 4 issues in? If you if you idolize someone, if you hero worship somebody, and whatever the term is going to be, I'm sure that whatever I say, Donny would say, I don't any of those things. I just respect him as a writer. No. Y'all have seen him when I interviewed him, right? He pretty much idol worships Jason Aaron, right? He's like, now I get to work with them. Cool, man. I'm glad that you get to work with some of your heroes, and I love you for that, man, and I'm happy for you for that. But when you write after one of your heroes, you're basically just going to be writing a lot of stuff to justify what that person has already done, and it's like, But so far, like, again, Donnie is just so amazing at what he writes that so far I knew I was going to be okay with it, and I'm looking forward to more stuff. The people are like, I don't know, Beta Ray Bill, he jacked up Beta Ray Bill. I can assure you from off-camera stuff that I've talked to Donnie about before, like a while ago, Beta Ray Bill is one of his absolute favorite characters. So if he jacked up Stormbreaker, he's going to be doing something. He's going to be giving him a new Stormbreaker. All right, so calm down on that one. What do you get? The Comic Book University, part of the problem is that Tom Brevoort and the editors with a similar mindset, and he doesn't put a lot of stock in continuity. Does Tom Brevoort not put a lot of stock into continuity? Because he has got one of the best memories for all things Marvel. Like, I know that I wouldn't beat him when it comes to like my knowledge of Marvel versus his knowledge of Marvel. He would waste me. So him, I don't know. That's a weird thing. Maybe. I don't know. Improbi. Who's more at fault at ignoring continuity? Lazy writers who don't do the research, or editors who do not make corrections editing the writer's work? I don't look at it as who's more at fault. I look at it as a universal constant. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what editors are for. Or is it? That's the thing. I don't know. I just talked about it recently in one of my reviews. I think it was the review for Resistance, issue number 1 from AWA. I believe that I'm not entirely sure what an editor does at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just don't know. I know some of the things that editors aren't responsible for from talking to editors, but what are they responsible for? I can never get a concise answer. So maybe one of these days I can. We'll see. In the meantime, yeah. No, maybe it's the hiring manager. Maybe it's whoever hired this writer in the first place, right? Why would you hire somebody? Why wouldn't you say, hey, so what's your favorite lineup of the Avengers? Why wouldn't you say something like that? Like, and this way, if it's, oh, I like them all. I don't think you're a good fit here. I don't think you're gonna be a good fit here. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you can't answer certain things, what's your favorite X-Men lineup? You know what I'm saying? Who's your favorite writer for X-Men besides Chris Claremont? If you can't answer that question, you don't. Sorry, bud, you're just not a good fit here. And that's just the facts. You know what I'm saying? If you can't answer basic questions like that, showing that you know what you're talking about. So there's a bunch of people we can spread blame to, and hey, they're all wrong. I'd argue Tinian cleaned up the New 52 Red Hood. Hell yeah. He didn't jack Beta Ray Bill in my mind. Well, he broke his hammer. That kind of broke my heart a little bit there. But yeah, love you, class. Have to go. Bye bye. Good night. See you later, Paula. Marvel continuity is incredible right now. You're all, yeah. Yeah, there's no excuse for ignoring continuity. Nicholas Meyer never watched. That just jumped that much? Really? Excuse me. Never watched Star Trek and watched every episode before making the best Star Trek movie. Oh, I need more information on that one. There's one thing that Tinian Snyder has done to continuity that makes me go, why? It deals with Batman and Batwoman considering their familial relationship. Yeah, the whole Batwoman thing. I know there's a bunch of people who are just madly in love with the idea of Batwoman. I just kind of look at it as, you know, eh. Do we really need another crazy rich person going out there punching poor people in the face? I don't know. I don't know that's necessarily what we need. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I tried to get into Batwoman. I couldn't get into Batwoman. It is what it is. I'll let her fans question that one. Alan with a two-shot. Comic Book University. He's quoted as saying that continuity is there to serve the story, not the other way around. That tells me he doesn't consider stories to have to strictly adhere to continuity. Well, I don't agree that anybody has to strictly adhere to continuity because there is a lot of continuity. Let's be realistic, but you at least take some of your favorite stories, And this way, when a writer does maybe fumble the ball a little bit, at least then you could say, because like fans can be atrocious. You know what I'm saying? Fans can be atrocious. I've talked about how I got to do another one of those Professor Bill reads the mean tweets. You know what I'm saying? Professor Bill reads the mean comment section. Because I get people, it's like I know so and so about a character. I know a couple things, blah blah blah, whatever. And I say I don't really know that much about the character, blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden, somebody comes up and is just like, you don't know anything about this character. Why only Sith deal in extremes, man? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot about this character. Maybe I don't know as much as you, and that's a possibility, but I acknowledge when I don't, and I yield the floor, you know what I'm saying, when I don't. But I mean, I can't read every comic book. I can't, you know? So, I mean, come on. But like there are going to be those toxic fans. If you don't know everything about a character, you shouldn't even do a review on the comic book. Well, I hate to say it, bro, but then there aren't going to be any reviews on this comic book. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm the only person who's reviewed certain comic books out there, and they're comic book characters who I've said, I know a little bit about it. I've read this and this and this by this character, about this character before, and I like those. So let me see if I like this one. I give like right up in the front. I say, hey, this is what I know, and this is what I don't know. All right. And if you just come up as like, well, maybe you should do some more research. No, I don't have to do more research. That's the problem with the comic book. That's the problem with the writer. You know what I'm saying? If you don't tell me what I need to know about this character, then I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. Every comic book somebody makes is their first comic book. John Byrne rule. I'm gonna say it over and over again. Because until it sticks, somebody have Rain and the World Killers show up in the comic books since their debut storyline. Would be nice to get some confirmation if Doomsday is a world killer. Yeah, Doomsday's a funny thing. Doomsday's a funny character. His character is just done wrong. Just shown up to make other characters look strong. Nowadays, people can be like, Robin, Tim Drake is such an amazing character. He was able to outrun a Doomsday. Like Doomsday showed up and he outran him. That goes to show that he's faster than Doomsday. We've seen Doomsday move faster than Superman can see, and yet somehow Tim Drake could outrun this dude. Like, come on. What are we doing at this point? This is in continuity now, right? Now somebody could turn around and be like, Tim Drake is a speedster. Who would you cast as Shadow Man? I don't do castings. I'm sorry, Mike Anderson. I don't do castings because I know that I absolutely suck in them. You know what I'm saying? I suck doing freaking castings. I would cast somebody who has a good who has their own understanding of the character, who looks a little bit like the character, and can act their ass off. That's who I would go for it. Yeah, I don't like do fan castings because, like I said, I know my weaknesses. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. Any good stories with a team up of Batman and Wonder Woman? There's a couple of them. I actually like that one that Tom King did. The 2 issues where they went to that other world where time was really fast, but not so over here. What do you think is the relationship between and sorry, Spartan, let me just add to that a little bit. I really did like the stories where Batman and Wonder Woman were trying to hook up with each other. I know there's a bunch of people who didn't like it. They thought it didn't make sense. I thought it made great sense. I really like those stories. What do you Morewa, what's up, dude? What do you think is the relationship between Donnie's Thor and Aaron's Thor in Avengers? They look alike, but should Thor really be in Avengers right now? Probably shouldn't be. Probably shouldn't be. Because, hey, I'd cast Ashton Sanders as Shadow Man. I don't even know who that is. DC Entertainment has been good. Red Sun movie, Stargirl, and is Stargirl good? I want to check that out one of these days. And I still haven't watched freaking Dark Side War. What's the matter with me, man? Which Valiant comic would make an awesome animated series? I don't know enough about them, but I would say Shadow Man. I really love the character Shadow Man. I've only read the most recent series by Diggle, Andy Diggle, and I'm really looking forward to the next one coming up. And they're going to be making a video game about him too. What? Dude, I really want to see Shadow. Like, I love the character. I love the concept. So, boom, I'm all over that freaking Shadow Man, dude. Stargirl is off to a great start. Oh, sweet. I got 23 comics from the original Shadow Man run. Oof. Jealous. Archer and Armstrong need their own animated series. Mike. Oh, you're talking to Mike Anderson up there. There you go. Yeah, Archer and Armstrong. That's a team that looks pretty interesting. I was reading a bunch of the where did I put them? Oh, I put them away. Duh. The things that I've got. Crap. My things. My things. Oh, hey, Bagel's back. Come on in, girl. You coming? Yeah, come on in. There you go. Hey, girl. Yes, I love you too. All right, here, come on up. Don't talk, just come up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you want to come up or not? There you go. There we go. There's some bagel. There's some bagel for everybody. There we go. All right. So anyway, let me try and wrap this stuff up here. See you, alumni. Professor Bill, got to get some shut eyes. Watch the animated Harley Quinn. I hope you like it. Watch it. I love your pods as always. Thank you. Yeah, I got to do that podcast with Chillmonger after this. Arrow had John Diggle's brother named Andy Diggle. Yep. Helped Damian Clark kill Black Canary. Hey, Bill, what do you think of what is this said about Cullen Bunn's new take on Shadow Man? Yes, I am also. Hey, Bill, which you think DC Comics should adapt for an animated film next? Batman: Death in the Family or Blackest Night next? Blackest Night. Death in the Family is cute, but I think that we've overdone Batman and Superman a little bit. What do you say? Let's do a couple other things and adapting Blackest Night. Because honestly, I think that they should do I don't know, the parallax thing. I don't know, that's maybe a lot to go, but when you think about it, it's like there's the We know who Green Lantern is. Then do Parallax, then do the Rebirth, then do the Sinestro War, then do like, the lead up to Blackest Night, then Blackest Night itself, and then I guess do Whitest Night. I didn't like that ending, but whatever, it is what it is. Empress Bagel, hail Bagel. I think they like you, Bagel. Yes, I like you too. Excited about yeah, we'll go bum 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 and cookies and cream bagel. Cookies and cream bagel. What do you think, girl? Cookies and cream bagel. Look up here. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Okay, because we're gonna bounce now. So I'll talk to y'all later. Look at that, hour and 50 minutes. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. I am out. Professor Bill and Bagel. Comic Book University. Class dismissed.